Spirit is calling you to have faith right now. I started this video at 5:55 and I heard faith in changing times when this card came out. So Spirit's calling you to have faith right now. And I also heard challenging times. So you might be going through a really challenging period. I'm also picking up that energy in the collective in general, that things are changing a lot right now. I mean, things are always changing, but there's something really intense going on in the unseen, in the collective, in the consciousness, in the level of consciousness that we are evolving into for many, many people who are really working on their awakening and paying attention to their vibration and the kind of people that would watch this kind of video. You are experiencing a lot of changes, more than you ever have before, and it has to do with ascension and your vibration rising and being able to be in this world at a very challenging time and to be able to rise to the occasion. I'm hearing to be a force for good, to be a light in the dark, I'm hearing. So let's get some more cards and see what else Spirit wants to say about this. I'm using the Earthly Souls and Moons, Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle. And I also have the Prism Oracle out here and some tarot. Evolve. Yeah. I don't know if I just used that word. I think I did, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this is like the evolving times that we are in, and we are evolving as beings. So our entire energetic body, our light body, our physical vessels, they're all changing in order for us to hold a higher level of consciousness. This is about the shift from 3D to 5D consciousness, and it's happening at an accelerated pace. More people are awakening, and those who are awakening are going through more awakenings, and they're happening closer together and in more profound ways than ever before. This is a true transformation. We've got the butterfly here symbolizing that. So this is a really challenging time, though, because as the physical world is sort of in chaos, which has to happen in order for us to release all the darkness, at the same time, we're being asked to be in the highest vibration that we ever have been in. And we're being called to love more than ever. And that's difficult because it's hard to embody that kind of love and that kind of compassion and empathy when the duality that we live in is so stark at this time. Okay, let me get one more from this deck and then we'll get some from the Prism Oracle. Spirit's also saying, have faith that you're going to be okay through these times. I feel like I'm connecting to someone who sometimes might question, you're worrying about yourself and your family and your pets. Like you may have heard things about, the shift happening and there's going to be a split and some people are not going to move into the fifth dimension, all of those things. And, we're all evolving and every human will evolve into the fifth dimension at some point. I mean, this wasn't something I was planning to talk about. Obviously, I didn't know what Spirit was going to bring through, but I mean, that's just such an enormous topic. And Spirit really doesn't want you to get into a place of fear about that subject. None of us really know how it's going to be in the physical. I've received a few messages over the last couple of years about this time and the shift from 3D to 5D. And in our physical lifetimes, most of you who are watching this, in our lifetimes, we're not going to see what we call the new earth in its totality, in its, final iteration, or even the first like real physical evidence of that iteration. It's not something that we're going to see. We're going to start seeing changes that are moving in that direction. But before that happens, it's kind of the time where things start collapsing. And, in order for the new to arise, the old has to fall away. And we're in that phase right now where the old is falling away. And this is one of the most difficult times for light workers and, people who are spiritually awakened to live through. But we chose to come here at this time to be part of this initial shift. Like, we are the beings that are helping this shift happen. It's like our energy, our vibration is contributing to the dismantling of the old so that the new can arise. And we aren't going to see much of that new. And that's one of the things that is so challenging, because we may not live to see like the fruits of our labor. We have to have faith, though, that what we are doing makes a difference and is going to help bring about the new earth. But I didn't really think I was going to get into a heavy message. I thought, let me just do like a quick, simple reading. All right, the third card that came out is Create. Yeah, we are creating the new earth right now through our energetic signature, our essence, the vibration that we put out into the world. The way that we show up is creating. We're always creating, right? All beings are creating through everything, our vibration, our physical efforts, and it's what we put out into the world is something that you don't see the physical evidence of right away. That's how it is on this plane, that it isn't instantaneous, right? Like our thoughts and our emotions, even the things that we work at, we don't see the evidence for them right away. We have to trust. And we have to trust that being in a higher state of consciousness and to have a higher perspective on events that are happening in the world is very difficult, but we have to trust that it's contributing to something of a higher vibration being created. What we see in the physical is something that was created through the vibrations and the emotions and the work that was done in the past. So what we're seeing now is a culmination of everything that preceded this moment. And we have to trust that in order for change to happen, in order for us to evolve as a species, we need to embody a different way of being. We have to do something different, right? Doing the same things, the same way over and over only creates the same. And we understand that. Those of us who are awakened, we understand that we have to choose differently. So we have to choose something that doesn't look like fear and hate and divisiveness and all of that. All right, let me pull a little bit from the Prism Oracle here. Let's see what else comes out. And also, I'm seeing the orange in both of these cards. The little bag she has there is orange, and then all this orange and evolve, and this card says create. So I'm definitely feeling like sacral energy there, which is our creative power. And there may be something that you are doing in your own life through creativity in some way. Like, what is it that you're creating? Spirit's really calling on light workers to tap into their creativity in whatever way speaks to them. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but Spirit wants you to get creative with that idea and with that definition. And we are all creators, and that's everything that we see around us was created by the people on this planet in co-creation with Spirit and with Mother Nature, of course. So Spirit's saying you're creating all the time, but what is it that you're creating? Really pay attention to that. Like, what am I contributing to the world, even if it's through your vibration. Like, how do you show up every day? What kind of energy do you show up in your family, in your relationships, in your work? Start thinking about how you can show up in a higher vibration, in a higher perspective, Spirit's saying. And then also looking at what can you contribute. Think of creativity as contribution. Again, it doesn't have to look like art or music or, things we think of in like traditional creativity, but just what you're contributing to the world. Are you contributing to the creation of the new earth? That's what Spirit's saying. Okay, let me just get one card here from this Prism Oracle. Okay, intuition. Flow. Telling me to pull right from the top here. And illumination. There's more of that like sacral and solar energy. That's power. Spirit wants you to recognize how much creative power you hold, how much you hold to like, how much light you have to shine out into the world, to create this really gives me like this new earth, this dream, like this portal is like the 5th dimension. And Spirit saying the light that you are emanating, the light that you are radiating is like sending out the energetic blueprint that's creating the new earth. Wow. Okay, so we also got intuition and flow here. It's like coming into that creative flow with your higher knowing. This intuition to me is feeling like this. That's the main thing that Spirit wants to say in this message, is something about really stepping back and seeing everything from a higher perspective, seeing everything through a spiritual lens. Everything that you do, Spirit saying, from the simplest thing like making a sandwich or taking your dog for a walk, having a conversation with your male person, just every little thing, see everything through the lens of love and unity. Like, what am I contributing to this moment, to this conversation? Yeah, that's what Spirit's asking you to kind of look at, and like to kind of just get in flow with the divine, to get in flow with that energy. This is feeling like vibrations here too. Like, what are you flowing with? What vibration are you emanating? What are you flowing out into the world that is actually going forward from you, like into the future, and creating? We're creating this like energetic blueprint, this crystalline framework for the new earth. That's what's being created right now by people who are aware that they're doing that, like light workers, people who are awakened, people who understand that how energy works, and that we're creating the future now through our vibration. I don't even know if I want to get tarot out here, but I picked up the deck, so let's see what else might come through here. Okay, Page of Cups and the Two of Swords. Well, the Page of Cups is that like really different way of looking at the world through like the eyes of the inner child. This is one of my favorite cards. I love this energy, and I just associate this so much with the new earth. I feel like sometimes that kind of energy isn't talked about enough. I think when people talk about like raising your vibration, they mostly focus on like thinking about like love and like loving your neighbor and that sort of thing. And that is certainly part of it. But there's something about the inner child and seeing through the eyes of like playfulness and joy and magic and wonder. Like, we have really lost touch with that aspect of ourselves in the world today. And I feel like that's one of the things that I'm here to talk to people about, and to connect with others who actually have a pretty easy time accessing this energy, but you may not do that normally because you feel like you might be laughed at, or it just feels like it's almost not acceptable to be like in this playful, joyful space. Like the world has gotten so heavy and so serious, and the problems that exist are real. And this isn't spiritual bypassing and saying, well, we're just going to pretend like everything is, butterflies and rainbows. Yet, at the same time, if we don't embody this kind of light, joyful energy, and we get sucked into the darkness and the heavy energy and the problems that exist, and we lower our vibration because we're depressed, we're angry, we're feeling despondent. This is the opposite of feeling despondent. And this is the energy that this collective that I am speaking to in this video, you are being called to embody this in whatever way you can. This also connects with that create card. Creativity is also associated with the Page of Cups, but it's creating from that inner child part of you. Don't look to things around you to see how to create. This is really asking you to be authentic, to pull the creativity from deep within you, but it's like that deep place where your inner child lives, the one that knows what joy and playfulness and silliness and creativity looks like. Like I know that you have that within you. So this is the place that Spirit is asking you to tap into. Like this Two of Swords that came out with that. This is like tuning out the world a bit. Not letting yourself, it's like putting up a boundary and not consuming so much of the heaviness that is out there in the world. And it's almost like closing off your senses a little bit that I'm getting with this card. Like see how dark this card is? It's really kind of tuning out that noise so you can hear your inner child like speaking to you. And when you're in this energy, when you're in this vibration, what you are going to create is going to help this world change. It's going to help us evolve. It's going to help us elevate our consciousness. And this is the kind of thing that is going to bring about the new earth. We can't wait for like the governments to change, leadership to change, and everything to dismantle while we just kind of sit back and worry, wring our hands, watch the news and get caught up in all of that. And that's really hard because it's really important to make sure that we're not spiritually bypassing and ignoring the real suffering that exists in the world. But I have felt the call for a while, and I've been getting messages in my own meditation for 2 years now about the need for light workers to really step forward in their own light, in their own authenticity, showing up, creating in whatever way that you can in the world through your own Page of Cups energy. I encourage you also to look at a few different sources for like interpretations of this card. I don't know why this is coming through right now, but it's like Spirit's wanting me to encourage you to learn more about this card, about what it means, what the inner child is really all about. A lot of times when we talk about the inner child in spiritual spaces, it's more about confronting traumas that we've experienced and how it's shut down the inner child. And that is important and valuable for sure. But there's something about the energy, and I like to call it joy, magic, and wonder. And I have that in my little, the bio for my channel. The banner is the word I was looking for. The banner on my YouTube channel says something about joy, magic, and wonder. I can't think of exactly what it says right now. And those 3 words have been coming through for me for a while now. And I'll have to tell you a little bit about my background someday. I don't like to make these videos about myself at all, but there's just something about that energy that I love. And I've always loved like playing and just being carefree and laughing. And I love like vintage children's like toys and things. Like I collect those things. So that was kind of like the little side story I'll get into someday, and I'll show you my office where I collect these things. And I've just always been drawn to those things because it lifts my spirits. And I just feel like so many adults feel like that would be weird to collect those kinds of things, or to find joy in something like children's books, like the illustrations, the beautiful illustrations from the 1950s children's books. It captures like that innocence and that joy and that wonder and that magic that we are missing now in today's world. And I want to encourage you to tap into that for yourself, so you can help bring that energy back out into the world in whatever way that you can. So learn about this Page of Cups, tap into this Page of Cups that is deep within you. And when you do that, you are going to help our world evolve. And this is what's going to help us get into a higher state of consciousness for humanity. All right, I'm going to leave today's message there. I hope that resonated with you. I would love to hear how it did and what this Page of Cups looks like for you in your life. I would love to know if you want to share in the comments below. I invite you to join my channel. I'm trying to build this community of Lightworkers here on YouTube so we can support one another as we are elevating in consciousness and working to bring about the 5D New Earth. And I'll see you really soon. Thanks. Bye.